To be honest with you guys, I'm probably done for the day. We are at 8476 Legion level. I just got this Kinesis to 140 Star Force, which is the basically the goal. 150 is the goal for level 200 characters, so I'll do that once I reach the level to get the NLC ring, and then I'll have 150. But I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I discovered recently after doing a little bit of research, mostly in the Paladin Discord. I need to restart MapleStory. Okay, I can't have this audio glitch going on while I try to record this clip, so give me a minute. Recently, I was doing a little bit of testing and research on Paladin because somebody left a comment. I know I mentioned this already. They left a comment pointing out that Paladin actually does have some skills that increase damage for party members. And so it made me more interested in what is Paladin actually capable of. So I did some research and found one really game-changing thing. So we have Noble Demand, which is a 50% IED debuff that applies to anybody who hits the enemy. You also have Combat Orders, which increases the level of skills. I don't have Combat Orders currently, but you can see here, for example, 285% damage up to 291%. So while it's not a big increase, it is an increase, and it affects every 4th job skill. It even affects my my passives and everything. So it is ultimately going to be a decent damage increase for pretty much any class. On top of that, we also get Sacrosanctity, which makes somebody invincible for a very long period of time. We have a built-in stun, which is very good. I'm trying to think. I know there was one other thing that I always forget when I talk about Paladin support capabilities. I can't remember what it is right now, to be honest with you. Parashock Guard. That's what it is. But what really changed the whole perspective I have on Paladin was not any of those skills. What really changed my perspective on Paladin was a little skill called Divine Blessing. So this is a skill that increases your final damage by 21%. It only applies to you, and that's pretty much it. That's just what it is. It's just a 21% final damage increase. Oh, they also have a revive, which is okay. But it's a 21% final damage increase that only applies to you. And I never considered it, but it turns out that when you echo a party member using Divine Echo, you can give them Divine Blessing, and it gives them the 21% final damage buff. So, effectively, that means for any burst scenario, Paladin is going to be able to provide minimum 21% final damage increase, probably more. In our testing that I did, which I'll show in a minute, it ended up being a little more. But that means that Paladin has a 21% final damage increase for one party member whenever Echo is available. But after finding this out and looking at these numbers that I tested with Cynthia, let me get a good look at the numbers that we recorded. All right, so I'll put this the battle analysis on screen. It was a 1-minute battle analysis test. Shadower's burst is kind of weird, and it comes up very frequently, so it was hard to do a 40-second because it was just kind of weird. But 1 minute ended up being the what we went with, the standard. And it's not so much about the actual battle analysis, it's the difference between no Paladin support and having Paladin support. So the duration doesn't really matter that much. So without any of my support skills, without me being in the party or contributing anything, she got 5.5 trillion damage on a 300 PDR dummy in the dojo. Once I added my support capabilities, I gave her Echo, I gave her Divine Blessing. I actually could have given her Epic Adventure as well, now that I think about it, but that, whatever, I probably could have done that. Not a huge deal. I also had Combat Orders, I spammed Noble Demand. I did everything that I could on the dummy and on her that would give her increased damage. And what she ended up getting was a result of an increase of about 30% final damage over the course of a minute. Obviously, this isn't really sustainable, and the actual long-term benefits of a Paladin support kit would probably be lower over the course of a whole boss fight, But in an isolated scenario where you're bursting for a minute, let's say, the damage increase was 30% for a Shadower. I don't know. Most of the point of this clip was to just kind of keep you guys updated on how I feel about choosing a main and let you guys know that if you're a Paladin and you're unaware of this, you can give Divine Blessing to your Echo partner. I've done it before, I've tested it, I've seen it happen, and the numbers don't lie. So I'll just leave it there. I got a lot of thinking to do about choosing a main. I have to test Mihile after Ignition as well, which is a whole thing. And then at some point I gotta give Bishop a real shot. So just an update for you guys. Also, it is worth noting that I thought that the Night Troop event ended yesterday, so today's reset, but it actually ends tonight's reset, so tomorrow. Yeah. That means that I will probably try to push this Archmage and maybe one other character up to 200 just to fill out the grid a little more. Because if you look, we only have Archmage, Lara, Hero, Dark Knight, and Kinesis to do. So that's 3, 4, 5 characters. The Mihile is going to be deleted and replaced with a unique class because I already have a Mihile, so there's no point in having a duplicate, so this one will be deleted. Hayato, same thing, going to be deleted because I already have one, and Blade Master also going to be deleted because I already have one. And I'm going to replace these maybe with resistance characters because I do need the resistance link skill more than likely, especially if I'm playing something like Bishop, who doesn't have built-in damage mitigation as far as I know. Or maybe just Cygnus Knights, I don't know. But these 3 characters, Hayato, Blade Master, Mihile, will be deleted and replaced with something unique, so I actually get more of a benefit from their existence on my Legion grid. So, tomorrow, for sure, level 8500 Legion, and maybe 1 or 2 200s. And from there, it will be time to probably focus on the Blaster a little bit. I probably need to start grinding on this character, especially because I'm going to need to buy out all of the totems this month, which won't be a problem. I'll get more than enough reward points before the 16th to buy out all the totems. And I think it might take all 15 totems to get this character to 235. I think. I haven't been using totems grinding my Legion mules, and it's proving to be just fine. It's a fine experience. Most of those characters can't clear the maps fast enough to keep up with totem spawn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I epic potentialed all the gear on my Blaster for 2-line strength, and that got me to, I think, 11.5k strength. I probably already talked about this, but after doing that, I kind of realized that this character is super strong. Blaster is just a super strong character, and having perfect nodes and everything on this class is going to make clearing bosses a lot easier than it was on my Hayato, for example, who still struggles with some things, mostly because of a lack of nodes. So that's a lot of stuff that I talked about. Sorry for talking your ear off. I know some of you probably like that, but I just wanted to keep you updated on what I'm thinking and what I'm doing, and we'll just move forward from here. All right. Just finished leveling all of the Legion characters to 180, reached 8.5k Legion, and now I'm done with this for a while. I'll come back to it in the future because I'm still not happy with 8,500. I want to reach 9k, but it's time to focus on the Blaster. I haven't done a lot on my Blaster yet. It's mostly for the past week or so been nothing but Legion grinding, and I am at I am at 8.5k now, which is my short-term goal. Still, like I said, I want to get to 9k and beyond probably, but for now 8.5k is fine. It's pretty much time to start working on my Blaster for a couple of reasons. One is just because Ignition is going to be here in about 2 weeks, and I have some plans with Ignition that I need to definitely make sure I'm on top of, so I can't be focusing on my Blaster during that period of time because there's going to be more important things going on. It won't be covered much in this series, the progression of the dual blade. It will mostly just be updates on the progression of it. There's not going to probably be a lot of actual demonstration of what's going on. The plans for what I am going to do with this dual blade are a little more set in stone now, and a lot of it will pretty much be skipped over in this progression series. I will still try to go over the important stuff, but when the time comes, I will point you in the right direction to actually see the real progression of the character, and we'll go from there. But that's going to be the project for a couple months, probably a month or two at least. So before that starts, I want to make sure that I'm done with the progression on my blaster. And yesterday was the start of the Ignition warm-up event, and I got myself 100 symbols. While I would like to do that, while I would like to use these symbols now, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. The higher level I get, the further I progress, the more valuable these symbols become, even if marginally so. Ideally, I would be using these on something like Esfera or Morass, but the reality is, I mean, while I could probably get to 230 in a week before these expire, it would probably be pretty intensive. That being said, I could do it, and it wouldn't really be that big of a deal, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to see a couple things. I'm going to have to observe how intensive it is to actually grind on this character, as well as how fast it is. The combination of those two things will allow me to make the decision on where I want to place these arcane symbol selectors. But regardless, I need to level this character to 235 as fast as possible. I could do it in 2 weeks easily, and I probably will. Really, this clip is all just about, hey, I'm gonna go start grinding on this character. Where right now, I think I've recorded clips of this. If not, I'll definitely try to record some tonight at reset. But with this character's current state of progression, considering that she has perfect boost nodes, and they're relatively decent level, they're not 0, they're all around 20, which is pretty good. Especially for Double Blast and, not Hammer Smash, Magnum Punch. Of course, these are the two that aren't level 20, but it doesn't really matter that much. Regardless, this character can clear a lot of stuff. I need to reset this whole thing. I gotta set this up for grinding. This character is able to clear... What was the last boss I cleared? I think I could clear Vellum. I think I did Vellum. I'm not sure if I actually tried Vellum or not, but I can clear CRA. I know that for a fact, based on how powerful this character is already and how fast 3-door CRA goes. The progression of this character really is just going to come down to getting to 235, getting a lot of extra strength from symbols, and maintaining the daily grind to reach level 10 on all those symbols. I will be using totems for this character, and one of the reasons is because they're going away soon. I cap totems every single month. I always have. And obviously I don't have a problem with them removing totems. This is the last character where I'm really going to be using totems. I was thinking about using them on my dual blade, but considering we're entering a new meta, especially with totems being removed, and the direction I want to go with the series for that dual blade, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to use totems on the dual blade. So it will be all totemless grinding, as the future has decided for us, as Nexon has decided for our future. So for now, I'm gonna go start working on grinding my blaster up to 235 is the ultimate goal. I don't know how long it'll take to get there, but for now, we're just trying to set our goals for the next area in Arcane River, which would be Arcana. After that, we can worry about Morass, and then eventually we can worry about Esfera. So I'm gonna get started on that, and I will see you guys when I level up very soon here, because I only need 5% experience, I just realized. Could have gotten that from dailies. Level 222, that's 13 to go. Level 223. Really good news. I can get the unit damage skin selection box. I don't know what I'm going to use this on, though. All right, so I finished a full totem. The first totem of leveling this blaster for boss mule purposes. I got about 25 or so billion experience per hour. Seems about right because I got a little over a full level from the totem. So 25 bill per hour is about the EXP rate I got. But the important things to note are, first of all, I made 200 mil with just base meso rate, which is pretty good. But the actual, like, intensity level of farming on a blaster is not quite as bad as I thought it would be. So I don't see 235 being a huge hurdle. I see it as being a very reasonable goal that I've already reached multiple times, and I'm excited to grind on this character. Daily reset, or rather weekly reset, did happen today, and I do need to do all my weekly bosses. I'm not going to do them tonight because it's getting kind of late and I'm kind of tired, but tomorrow I will do a bunch of them, and there's really not a whole lot more to say about the blaster right now. So one thing that I do want to mention is kind of important, is I need to start working on another level 210 Link skill character, Link Mule. There are a couple options. I could do Angelic Buster, Demon Slayer, Demon Avenger, Phantom might not be a bad one. And I believe that's actually it. But I think while Demon Avenger would be a very good option, Demon Slayer also a very good option, I think I'm going to go for Angelic Buster first. I think I'm going to level my Angelic Buster to 202. I'll probably start working on that tomorrow. But the reason is because we're getting a Growth Potion Selector coupon in 3 days from the Ignition Warm-Up event. And I want to go ahead and make use of it. Using the Typhoon Growth Potion actually really wouldn't be that beneficial for me, because I don't really have a character who's at a level range to utilize it as much as possible, even if I were to get, let's say, 2 levels per day on this character. At best, I could probably be level 230 by the time this comes around. And then, even then, it's just... It seems like it would make more sense to use the 8 regular growth potions on a character who is going to have a larger benefit from reaching level 210. Getting a level 3 Link skill is going to be more of a benefit overall. And then if we take a quick look at terms and conditions, you can see the increase is about 15%. And since I'm already using this skill every time I burst regardless, I kind of just feel like I should really do this. Crit rate has not been an issue. All the characters I play have good enough crit rate that level 3 Phantom Link is actually not that big of a deal. It would be nice, but I think after Angelic Buster, I'm going to do Demon Avenger and then Demon Slayer, and then Phantom will be very last on my list. So, tomorrow I am going to do a bunch of weekly bosses and get the Angelic Buster up to 202. I don't know how long that'll take. I think 202 is a really reasonable level to shoot for because of the fact that you get all of those EXP potions from 5th job that are effectively 1.5 billion experience worth of 2 times experience. So basically free 1.5 billion experience, and at the very early 200s, that's a great amount of experience to get. So I don't think that's going to be too hard to do. Other than that, I don't have much to say. I'll see you guys when I see you. Hey guys, real quick before I head off for the night, I wanted to go over this 1 hour battle analysis on my blaster. So, first thing to notice is the kills per hour are very low. 8,600 is really not that good. It's acceptable. I mean, I am getting 31.2 billion experience an hour, which is still pretty decent. But I could probably do a lot better if my shotgun punch was one-shotting. It only one-shots with the shockwave that happens after the initial shotgun punch. So it technically does one-shot, but I don't know. I don't know if it would actually make a huge difference. But the other thing, and I think the more significant thing, is if we take a look at after image shock, it's a very small portion of my damage. And it actually doesn't... Oh, is there a passive version, or is it just after image shock is all? But after image shock doesn't one-shot. If it did one-shot, it would increase my kills per hour probably by a noticeable amount. So this character is still kind of weak for grinding purposes. I honestly probably should have used the preset of 30% more monster damage instead of using my EXP preset, but whatever. Just wanted to share this with you guys so you know roughly where my blaster is at. The EXP per hour is really, really good right now. 1 totem per level is still fantastic. I just have to, I really have to level up some of these other skills. I don't think leveling is going to be a huge problem until 230, and even then, grinding on a blaster is not nearly as intensive as I remember it being. Now that I'm using shotgun punch to mob instead of no reload, which is what I was doing before, mostly for the damage, I am starting to realize that it might actually not be that intensive of a class to grind on. So there you go. There's an hour battle analysis. I am going to do a few more totems, level up a few more times. We'll unlock Arcana pretty soon, and that'll be good. Weeklies right now are kind of a pain in the ass. I still can't really do Dream Defender. I guess I could do a lower floor, but somehow I have Dream Defender stage 40 unlocked, and I don't know how I managed to do that. Regardless, there's really not much more to say. You can see the battle analysis. The kills per hour could be better if I had if this character was stronger in general, and that's kind of the gist of it. So I'll see you guys at level 224. Hey guys, so today is Sunny Sunday, and this Sunny Sunday is 30% off Star Force. As you know, just a few episodes ago, I spent 23 billion mesos Star Forcing a few items, well, quite a few, actually a lot of items, for all of my boss mules and my main character and whatever. This Sunny Sunday, I don't have any plans to actually Star Force a whole lot, but I was thinking about what I could utilize this event for, and while 30% off isn't as good as a 5, 10, 15 event, especially for the point in progression that I'm at currently, where I'm not going for 20 stars yet, it is still a good event that I feel I should utilize. So there are a couple things that I want to do. First of all, I'm going to take out 1 bill for Star Forcing this Papulatus mark, because I am going to transpose it at some point. It's just a matter of getting the right flame roll and then, you know, making sure it's at 16 stars. So that'll be the first thing we do. Let's just go ahead and see if we can knock this out. I know I mentioned wanting to 16-star this in the last Star Force session we had, and ultimately I just decided it wasn't really worth it at that time, but now it is absolutely worth it. So it is worth noting that because I have 2 duplicates of this, I really don't need to safeguard this until I boom 2 of them. So that should theoretically save me a good bit of money getting to 16 stars. We'll see if this actually works out and isn't a huge issue. Of course, we've been here for about a minute and we're still at 10 stars, so. And there's the first destruction, so let's go ahead and transfer that. No issues. Let's get right back to upgrading it. Nice. I'm very tempted to safeguard this now. There's only a 2% chance of destruction. I know it's possible, but all right. There we go. That wasn't so bad. We got to 16 stars. We're good. I think I can actually just drop this Papulatus mark now because I no longer need it. So that was a grand total of about 200 million mesos, which is like very, very reasonable. So let me go ahead. I'm going to hop on the Blaster because that is the next character that we're going to upgrade some gear on. And we have a lot more to do on that character than we did on this character. All right, so as we all know, Absolab gear is level 160. This means I need 150 items that I can then transfer up to 160. Because while I don't have any Absolab pieces on this character yet, I should have a 150 item that I can transfer to Abso. Not a shoulder, that's for sure. This is only level 120. Let me go check something. I don't believe there's a 150 shoulder I can use, but not all is lost. If we go to the downtown black market. Oh, that's cool. It's only 8 stars, though. That's kind of weird. It seems pointless. All right, so the first item that we can get is the Antique Root Gloves. Because this character is already capable of clearing hard Magnus, as you saw, I can grab these Antique Root Gloves really cheap, relatively cheaply. Tyrant gear, obviously no longer in the meta, really, so none of this is important. The only benefit that this shop really has is getting these gloves. So I'll go ahead and buy a pair, and we'll just Star Force them here for the sake of convenience. Oh, I need a storage keeper. Is there a storage keeper here? Oh, there's not. Well, I was gonna say that I could just do it here. All right, here's my storage. We'll just take out all the mesos. I'm probably not even gonna get anywhere near using all of these because I can just do this without safeguarding, but it's easier. All right, so the goal obviously is to get, oh, what was it? 16 star? I think we're just going for 16 star for now. And then we can worry about 17 starring the future Absolab gear at some point whenever there's like another event or whenever I'm feeling filthy rich and just want to throw away a billion mesos per item. All right, that's 15, and that is 16. Very quick and easy, no pain on those gloves. That'll be a free, easy, quick transfer, and now we have 2 items prepped for Absolab in the future. I do probably want to roll some epic potentials on these. I might do that now because I have the mesos for it. And epic potentials will carry over, as you know. So now we need to head back to Root Abyss and work on shoes, and then that should actually be the last item that I need. Antique Root Boots. Let's just buy the Chaos version. So yeah, these are 150. Let's go ahead and get to Star Forcing these bad boys. Oh, there's a destruction. I mean, it doesn't really matter. These are super cheap. I do have kind of a more limited supply of these, but I mean, RNG probability says that this is definitely not going to take so many booms that I'll run out of currency to buy these shoes. If that happens, I'm gonna be a little frustrated. I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be a little frustrated if that happens. There it is, 16 stars. Not too bad. One boom does kind of suck, but you know what? It's fine. So that is 4 of our 5 Absolute pieces ready to go. Like I said, I don't believe there's even a level 150 shoulder to begin with. I believe the only ones that still exist, I've probably gone over this before. It might be under accessory crafting. Yeah, it's under accessory crafting. The only ones, oh, Japanese gear. Oh, well, huh. I forgot Japanese gear exists. So let's go try to kill Ranmaru. I should have been doing this before. I'm gonna go try to kill Ranmaru. I haven't even ever done Ranmaru. Whoa. Not Ramu. All right, let me go kill Ranmaru. And then if I get lucky, if I get good RNG and I get a drop and it doesn't boom, then I mean, we'll be set. If not, again, not a huge deal. Really not a big deal, this one. I don't know if I've started this. I don't understand why it wouldn't let me just teleport there. All right, no such luck. So I think what I'll do, I'm gonna take a look at what materials I have in storage and see if it's reasonable for me to craft one of these shoulders, because I would like to get this now if possible. Well, I definitely have, these are weapon, I need armor shards. So I definitely have the shards and the superior item crystals. The prohibitive item might be the magic powder. That would be on my paladin, so let me go check. All right, so looking at my production bag, I do have a couple hundred magic powder. I have enough to make 3 items. It's probably not ideal to use them for this, but what else am I gonna really use them on, reasonably speaking? So let me go ahead and get these items onto my blaster, and then we'll be able to craft. We'll have 3 shots basically at 16 starring a 150 shoulder. So probably within a reasonable expectation. So shout outs to past me for claiming all of these recipes, because I'm pretty sure you can't get these anymore. You might be able to get the recipes from normal Ranmaru. You can't get them from hard anymore. And hard Ranmaru, I believe, used to also drop recipes along with the gear itself. I think? I don't know, it's been a little while. Can I open my storage, please, God? All right, let's go ahead and do this. We'll just go back to my house, because fun fact, you can craft shit in your house now. I'm pretty sure all of you knew that. Let's see if we maybe don't get awful RNG. So close. Okay, we made it to 15. I'm gonna safeguard now because I'm not risking blowing this up at this point. So there it is. Whew, I was a little worried about that because I was using resources that, I mean, while they don't have a ton of use, in all honesty, they're limited, right? So, I don't know. Anyway, now we have all 5 items that will be transferred to Absolab at 16 stars, and this means that when we get Absolab pieces, they will immediately be 15 stars. I can then boost them up to 17 at some point. Like I said, I don't know when that would be, but there it is. We did it. I did it. You were along for the ride too, I suppose. I guess all that's left now is to epic potential these. Unfortunately, I'm not made of epic potential scrolls, so I'll probably just hold off on that until it actually becomes time to transfer them. So the grand total for all of that, all of those items, 16-star pat mark, 16-star gloves, shoes, and shoulder, the total cost was about 1.5 bill, which is pretty good. That's something like 400 mil per item on average, I think. So that's not bad. We take those. Why do I have a lucky exquisite belt? I have some weird recipes on this character. I don't think I've even ever seen this item before. All right. So today I plan on doing at least 1 or 2 totems. I am interested in getting this character to 225 as soon as possible. And obviously the sooner I can finish leveling it, the better. So I guess it's just back to work on that. Oh, one thing I did want to do, one last thing to take care of. I wanted to put a lot of these node stones that I farmed on my paladin onto my blaster. And there are 2 reasons for that. 1, more damage. Obviously, more damage is important. But the biggest reason is that after image shock is a very important grinding tool, and mine's only level 8, and it's not very strong. So what I need to do really is boost it up so that it can one-shot at wherever I'm training at. So that's what I'll do right now. I guess my boost nodes are pretty weak, too. You wouldn't think they were, but they're all pretty weak. Now they're over level 20, which is good. Max targets for shotgun punch specifically is pretty useful. I don't know if I had that before. Oh, I definitely didn't have... Yeah. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I just got max targets with shotgun punch. So that'll help. Plus more final damage on shotgun punch is important. Shotgun punch is what I use to mob. I use no reload to boss because I obviously would. It's just a huge damage increase over shotgun punch. I used to use no reload to mob with because I liked having bunker buster, but I've found that it's just not really worth it. Maybe it is worth it, but not for me, so I don't do it. Anyway, let me keep upgrading these. I already got combat orders up a level, which is kind of helpful. Not really, actually. I don't know why I did that. I forgot that it doesn't actually increase the usefulness of combat orders. Combat orders, decent combat orders, is always at its max usefulness no matter what. So if you take a look here, I want to point this out about Blaster, because I feel like a lot of people probably don't know this. Combo Training 2 is a passive skill that Blasters have that increases a lot of stats. If you watch as I get stacks from comboing, you'll see my stats go up a lot. Notably crit rate, final damage, I think damage as well. And also attack speed. So combo training is very important. It's so important, in fact, that the best in slot legendary inner ability that you can get is passive skills +1 level. This only applies to 4th job, I guess, and it boosts up combo training to level 21, which is a big increase. It also gives you a little bit of attack power, I guess. Probably like 2 attack power, I guess, which is better than nothing. Anyway, so without combat orders, for example... Okay, well, I'm trying to demonstrate something. So you can see here, that without combat orders, it goes down to level 21, but with combat orders and the passive skills +1 inner ability, you get up to level 22 combo training. This also gives you some benefits to Gauntlet Expert, which is a little more crit damage and mastery, advanced charge mastery, shield training, even Maple Warrior is improved because of combat orders. There's a lot of huge benefits, huge boosts that you get from having decent combat orders. So let me show you guys what my stats look like with combat orders and the inner ability. All right, so that's that. And then if I take off combat orders, I lose a little bit of IED, I think. No, I should actually be losing a little bit of crit rate as well. Well, I don't know. It is kind of hard to demonstrate, I guess, but ultimately, what you should take away from this is that having boosts to your 4th job skills on Blaster is a huge damage increase. It is a significant damage increase because you get so much more final damage. So, and you know, all the other things I mentioned. Oh, but you can see here, actually, my crit rate, I'm missing about, what was that, like, God, how many, if I'm missing 1%, so I'm missing 10% crit rate just from not having decent combat orders. So Blaster's kind of a weird one. It is definitely kind of a weird class. I've never played a class where your best inner ability is passive skills +1 level. But Blaster is that class, so there you go. Anyway, I need to finish doing this. I totally got sidetracked. One other skill. Ooh, I need to make sure I lock this. That's going to be important. One other skill that I really want to level up a lot is Gatling Punch, because it is a strong, like, burst ability, but when it's level 1, it's kind of super weak. It feels a lot like how Grand Guardian on Paladin felt really weak at low levels, and then once you get it to higher levels, it actually starts to feel like a strong skill. I think that's going to be a similar case with Gatling Punch, so this is another skill that I really want to level up. I need to make sure I lock Erda Nova, because I am probably going to be using that. Resistance Infantry is important. Air to Shower is going to be very important soon. Weapon Aura is important. I don't know if you need decent speed infusion on this class. I think you might need decent speed infusion on Blaster, so I guess I'll just hold on to it for now. Other than that, unless I got character building, I guess I'll just disassemble everything. I don't know if Impenetrable Skin is that important. You know what? I'll just hold on to it just in case. Dude, the damage increase per level on After Image Shock is obscene. It's 20% on the passive effect and 18% on the active effect. That's crazy. So I think I'll put 100 more nodes into this character and probably stop there for now. Since I'm not grinding on a character with high drop rate right now, I don't have access to a lot of nodes. So I want to be a little conservative with how I spend them. All right. Oh, rank 13, really? It's so close to rank 14, too. You know, really thinking about it, I don't know that Air to Shower is going to be that useful. I guess I could just use it now, because the reason that I'm thinking it's useful is post-ignition, when it becomes a summon skill that is good for grinding, I don't know that I'll be grinding on this character when that time comes. This character could easily be done in the next 2 weeks. So I don't know that I'll really get a lot of use out of that. That being said, Air to Shower in its current form is actually still really good for a blaster, so I might just do that. Anyway, we got After Image Shock up to level 13. I'm very tempted to just open a few more nodes and get it to level 14 because it's so close, so I'm gonna do that. I don't know how important Air to Nova is, but, you know, having a second bind really can't hurt. Weapon Aura would be great. Let's see if there's any enhancements I can do up here. Yes, that one. Now I can make this last After Image Shock. I could go ahead and boost it to level 14, and we're good to go. That is a solid increase in After Image Shock's damage. So hopefully now I can one-shot with it. That would be awesome. If not, really not that big of a deal, I guess. I mean, that was the whole goal, was to get it to a point where it's one-shotting. So I guess it would kind of be a big deal if I didn't achieve the one thing I set out to do. Anyway, that's pretty much that. I am going to get back to grinding now on this character, and I'll see you guys when I level up. So I realized that due to the Ignition warm-up events, I actually need to level a character up to 210, or 202 rather, and then use the potions to get it to 210. So that's what I'm doing. I decided on Phantom because my Mihile is at 95% crit rate, and if I got Phantom to level 3 Link skill, it would be boosted up to 100. Obviously, that's very important, and Mihile is known for having very low crit rate, so this is one of the easy sources. And I figured I would just take the opportunity. So I'm going to quickly get this character to 202, boost it up to 210, and then we'll be back on... Actually, there is one thing I need to cover on my Mihile before it's back to the blaster. I need to re-roll inner abilities on my Mihile.
Get ready.
Those of you who may not know a lot about Mihile, inner abilities are not very important for the class. You don't need +1 attack speed, you don't need 20% cooldown skip, you don't need +1 passive skills, you don't even really need crit rate on Mihile's inner abilities. So I'm going to be rolling for Drop and Meso to make the grind a little easier. And I will do that right after I'm done with this Phantom. Whoa! That's so cool. That's so cool. That is so freaking cool. Alright, level 202. Let's go grab these growth potions and get to 210 real quick. And there it is, level 210. Now I have the full Phantom Link skill, and we're good to go. Alright, so what we're looking for is 20% Meso and 15% drop rate. The strategy I'm going to utilize is the typical Reboot strategy where you use Miracle Circulators and just hope to get the first line that you're looking for. In my case, it would be unique drop rate. Then once we have that, then I'll just use Honor to re-roll for 20% Meso, and we're good to go. Anyway, we're looking for 15% drop rate. I don't know how expensive this is going to be. I have no clue. Well, there's 10%. I'll grab that. Unique drop. Whew. I don't think I'll spend too much on this. I'm actually gonna go, well, there's attack speed. Holy shit, that's rare to find. Jesus. I'm not going to spend too much money on this. I already have 10% drop rate. 5% drop rate's not going to make a big difference, so... I guess I'll spend 500 mil more on circulators and just see if I get lucky. Otherwise, I'll stick with epic. Oh, epic or unique attack. Oh, that's actually like perfect. That's actually what I really, really want on Mihile. Now let's see if I can get the coveted 15% drop rate. There's another 10%. Alright, I'm not gonna bother with this anymore. I'm just gonna roll the honorary XP I have to try and get 20% Meso. Oh my god, I got attack speed again! This is bullshit, dude. You know how much I spent trying to get attack speed on like all of my other characters and then I get it twice? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Oh, this is actually... this is a good line too, but it's supposed to be unique. I don't exactly have an infinite... Okay, cool. 18%. Do we settle? Plus 6 attack. I mean, I'm kind of happy with this. Missing out on 2%. Okay, so it should be 2 times 5, though. So I'm missing out on 10% Mesos obtained. I think I'm happy with this. I think, all in all, it's not the 2015 that I wanted, but it's the 1810 that I got. And I think this will be very good for grinding. This is actually the lowest possible legendary roll you can get, too, which is annoying, but... whatever, I can I black circulator it in the future and increase the thing? I forgot how those circulators work. I don't think 2% Meso is going to be that big of a deal. I think this will be fine. That really proved to be a lot easier than I thought it would be. Still wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I'm satisfied. Level 224! Blaster is 275. That's a lie. God, I wish this blaster was 275. Blaster is 225. It's time to do the Arcana prequests, which involves typing in skip. And there we go. Arcana prequests are done. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm confident I could grind to 230 in the next 3 days, but I really don't want to put that pressure on myself. So what I'm gonna do instead is, well, first of all, I need to unequip all these and put them in the right slots. So what I'm gonna do instead is just claim these arcane symbols for Arcana. I definitely don't have 100 slots. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these all into Arcana. I don't have 50 slots, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna put these all into Arcana. And I guess we'll see what level it gets to. I think it should get to like level 5? I don't remember, actually. Yep, I knew it. Level 5. There we go. So that's a pretty big boost to Arcane Force and Stat. That puts me very close to 12k. So I guess it's just back to the grind? I don't know. We'll see.
I am with you. Gods protect you. In their names! Tremble in the light. I judge you.